In our previous videos, you learned about Anderson's journey, growing up in Sierra Leone, fleeing the life-threatening grip of the corrupt diamond mining industry, and seeking refuge in Tunisia, only to face arrest, brutality by the police, and abandonment in the desert near the Tunisia-Algeria border. In this final video of our series, Anderson reflects on these harrowing experiences and shares his thoughts on resilience and survival. Looking back, how has your journey shaped your identity and your understanding of the world? From when you left Sierra Leone up to now, how has your perspective changed?
Uh, um, I think what changed is that we we don't really need to judge people until we enter their shoe and see, explain, and talk to them so that they can explain their situation. There's a lot of people out there, like, we don't even know what they're going through. So some people just judge them like these people, they are just invading, they are just invading people's country without, they don't really know their true identity. And what really helped me is that I've met a lot of people, and I've learned from these people again. And these people have taught me that if we came together, or if we just see people as brothers and sisters, if we see people like, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my neighbor, the world will be a better place. If we can just help a little bit, we don't know how these things might change this person's lives forever. It's one of the things I learned. So I don't take these kind of things for granted.
In Tunisia itself, they say they have a refugee problem. They say they have too many people coming in and causing problems. Um, so, what would you say to that? Because obviously there's that opinion, and there's a stereotype and a stigma to refugees in Tunisia. So, how would you answer those who believe that is the case?
It's very simple. It's very simple. All those people who are accountable for this crime, and just free the innocent people. Simple like that. Because nobody's above the law, and nobody should be above the law. If you do crime, even if you're a migrant, if you're a black, face the law. If somebody is innocent, just leave that person alone. It doesn't mean that if this person is a black, he do something wrong, that means all blacks are wrong. No. And free the innocent people. That's just simple like that.
Would you have any suggestions as to how the government of Tunisia should handle refugees differently? I know it's a big question and it's a complicated question, but say somebody in Tunisia who's trying to run this refugee system, which they don't really have, how would you advise them on that?
I think my own idea have about refugee, I think the solution, I don't think, maybe, from my opinion, my own view, how I see that can shape refugees situation in Tunisia is that UNHCR, first of all, have to take their job very seriously and know that is this migrant, because of this migrant, that's why UNHCR is operating. If there's no migrant, there's no way for UNHCR. There's no use for it. Why? You have to have UNHCR when there is no migrant. So they have to take their work very seriously. That's number one. Then number two is that they have to create this kind of environment that they can train some of these migrant skills to work. At least, even if you're not giving them money, train them, teach them, open a session where you can be teaching them small things they can educate, and I'll make them understand that your situation, even though your situation is understandable, does not mean that your action is acceptable. Make them aware about all these things. Some of them are very naive. They think that because they are migrant, they can do anything and go scot free. Some of we migrant, but because of they don't have this kind of knowledge. They don't know this kind of thing. So they just do some things within themselves. They think that they are right. They have to talk to these people. They have to make a special session for them. Be calling all these migrants, these refugees, talk to them, teach them at least 1 2 hour lesson, make them aware about their rights and their wrong, and at least help them with some skills training. I think this can contribute to the Tunisian government as a whole and as a country, and we too can able to contribute positively in the society. Most of us are not liability. Most of us are capable, have talent, we have skills. We can, and we can support, we can help, we can change the narrative of this of migrant. But if these people are not doing anything, are not creating a foundation, are not making these things as a priority, they just leave everybody like that, then nobody's going to value migrant refugees. Nobody's going to value them. They just see us like a thief, like a criminal, like somebody who's invading other people's country, which is wrong,
I
which
agree.
is
I
very
think that
wrong.
it's very important that they have a migrant worker program so that they could be productive rather than
Yeah,
people who are just shunned and put into the, corners, in the dark corners of society. Instead, they find a way to actually make them useful and to
yeah.
give them some opportunity for a livelihood. Um, I think that's definitely very important. Following up on this also, for me personally, it went black for me. It went dark for me. I don't know what was happening in the country after my arrest and my release. And my reflection on what I saw, what there was happening in the refugee camps before my arrest was basically they were allowed to stay in these makeshift camps. And as long as they stayed within those boundaries and they were law abiding, it was not the best place to be life living standard wise, but it was relatively safe from what I saw, that they could at least stay there. Of course, I heard some stories about people getting arbitrarily arrested, but for the most part, the people felt it was safe enough to stay in LAC 1. Um, and I understand, of course, the contrast in LAC 1 that it's a business district. So, what I thought happened when I was arrested is that day when you told me that the raid happened and everyone was removed, I thought that, okay, this is not the place for the refugees anymore, the migrants anymore. We will find them a new place, which is less of a clash with that area, because it was a business district. But instead, what seemed to have happened was they cracked down very aggressively after. And what I want to know from you is what was the contrast between the time before the raid and the time after the raid? What did you experience? What did everybody experience? And up until now, how have things changed when you were taken out from the desert when they sent you there and they sent you back? So, three things. One is before the raid, after the raid, and then what's going on currently, if you could expand on that.
First of all, before the raid, we we were having some kind of boundaries. If we are staying within that boundaries, we are more safe. Like within this, like IOM and this shelter, the place we created as shelter within this UNHCR, we are more safe if you are staying around that end. But apart from that, if you are living in different place, as anytime police will go, still go and arrest you. If you are going to town, police arrest you. So after the raid again, now the thing become more difficult for us. Because before we have somewhere we can go, we know that if we are here at this particular place, we are safe. But now we don't have that place. You don't have it. Anywhere you are, you are not you are not free from arrest. They can arrest you at any time. They can just come your house and say that, oh, they will even start to arrest the landlord of the house. Why did he give you a place? They will arrest him.
Well,
So
yeah,
where do you want?
that's illegal. That's a crime, and they can
So
punish you for 3 years in prison
yeah,
if you house anyone who's illegally in the country. That's something that they accused me of. Fortunately, that was dropped because I did no such thing. But it's obviously a crime there. Um, so one thing I also wanted to know is, yeah, you just told me that you have no place to stay at all. So what do people do? Are there a lot less refugees staying or migrants staying in Tunis? Are they just
now
dispersed? Are they in hiding? Are
what
they staying in shelters? What's happening?
I think what a lot of refugees are doing right now is to go back to the Zinto. At that place, they know they are safe there. Because if police come, the place is very big. They can run with the police for the rest of the day. You can't catch anybody. The place is big.
The city of Tunis.
No, in the Zinto, the facts, the kilometer,
What's that?
this facts, this kilo, the Zintos, where the Zinto sticks are, this bush. That's where a lot of migrants have gotten up because they know if they are in that place, they are safe. But their health is not safe because there's no water. The environment is not safe. The place is
I'm
very
not
cold.
familiar with that. What exactly area? Because okay, we have Tunis and then we have Sfax, which is about, I don't know, a 5 hour drive to the south. So they're in Sfax. That city is kind of a business. It's kind of a government district city, I guess. That's what I heard. So
Yes, the place
what's
is
happening in
Amra.
Sfax? Can you explain?
The place is Amra. Amra. They have
Okay.
where they plant this. I don't know how to call it. This fruit. This Zinto. They call it Zinto. I don't know if that's the way they pronounce it. Zinto. This Zinto steaks. Zinto. At the Zinto, they have plenty of these steaks. The place is very big. It's a very big field. So that's where the people, these black people, have gone and built their tents. That's where they are living.
I
You know,
see.
I have a lot of this video. I will send it to you so you know the situation of how these people are living
Got
there.
it.
But this place is more safe for them than this Tunis and all of these areas. Because for that place, police cannot arrest them. If they go there, will fight with the police. If the police send tear gas, they will send it back. The place is very big. The police cannot. They
Yeah.
can. They don't have way to just hold people. No, it's big. They can run.
Like what's the
It's
setup like?
outside. It's outside of facts. It's just like a bush, like
I see.
a place where you can go and do your agricultural feed, something like that. This is where these people are living. This is where these
Okay.
blacks are living.
And why are you staying in Tunis instead of in that area where you know you're less likely to be having to live in hiding and be hunted down?
And just about life is risk. I just take risk and trying my best and see what God can do for me. But I'm not
Okay.
100% safe. 100% safe.
Yeah. And also what I never want, whatever never learned about and understood, why were they when they took you in, when you were trying to renew your refugee ID card, and then you were arrested, and before they put you in those vans and they sent you off, towards the desert, why were they flogging and physically assaulting and torturing people? Like,
I
why?
don't.
What
That
was the
was my
reason? What did they
concern.
say? What was the purpose?
That was my big concern. I don't know. I don't know what we do. I don't know what we did today. It's like the way these people are flogging us. It's like somebody. It's like somebody who have worked for his entire life. He saved all of his money. Then one day you just come and take his money and burn his properties and leave him homeless. That kind of anger that person feels for you. This is how these police feel for us when they catch us.
It makes no sense.
The kind way they flog us, beat us, crap for no reason. My hand is already tied. I can fight. Then why are you beating me again?
Yeah, so they tied you up and they were literally beating you and others just like you, and you can't explain it.
It's just out of this world.
I think that the idea is they want to wear you down mentally so that you don't come back.
Come back,
And
yes,
they're
that's it.
trying to also basically traumatize enough people so that there's a fear that develops, and
And it's
they're trying to control through fear. It's really simple as that. It's a
and it's
conditioning.
really
It seems
working.
like.
It's really working for them because they said they can't take this anymore. They can't take it.
But the people who are
So
left, they don't have a choice. They can't go back to Sudan.
they can go back.
There's a civil war. It's very dangerous. They can't go anywhere. Libya, Algeria, right?
Yeah. Yesterday, I have one journalist. He came to my place from Italy. He was asking me where he can go back. I just asked him a few questions. Can you choose death over danger? Can
Right,
you can choose death over danger? I would choose danger over death. I would
right.
prefer to go where there's danger than I choose death. So that's all what we're doing. As long as we have life, we have hope.